Hello, my name is Stanley Heller. Welcome to the Struggle Video News. This is from April 8th on the West Bank. Israeli thugs come into a Palestinian man's shop, curse him, and then smash up the shop. There's nothing at all that he can do. Calling the Israeli police is useless. Calling the Palestinian Authority police is useless. You know that this goes on, but it's something else to watch it. Notice I don't use the usual phrase Israeli settlers. That smacks us out as if the attackers are some mad extremist group outside the community consensus. But actually they are not outliers. They are supported at the highest levels of Israeli government and likely by most Israelis. From Democracy Now!
In the Gaza Strip, health officials say Israeli soldiers shot and killed a 9-year-old girl in front of her third-grade class Thursday, traumatizing students and teachers who were left in psychological shock. Ritaj Rahan was reportedly struck by a bullet without warning as she was sitting at her desk in a tent serving as a classroom in Beit Lahia.
There's further video of her being taken to the hospital, carried there on foot. There's no ambulance service. She died. We missed this last week. April 1st was 2 years after the massacre of the World Central Kitchen workers in Gaza. This is a photo of a Polish volunteer named Damian Sobol, who was killed that day. The well-marked vehicles were bombed by Israeli drones made by the Israeli Elbit company. Note the value of Connecticut's Elbit investments has now gone up to $4 million. Iran. Here, a member of Congress talks about President Trump's Easter message.
We read and heard the president's Easter morning tweet of profanity, blasphemy, danger, and the following day his threat to eliminate an entire civilization. Pause there. These are not normal times, America.
The fascists running Iran have in some ways been strengthened by the Netanyahu-Trump war. The so-called Islamic Republic shows it really can block or control the Strait of Hormuz. And they additionally got the usual gift of national unity in the face of a foreign attack. The huge anti-regime movement that suffered thousands of martyrs in January had to stay silent. But don't forget, the fascist regime never stops repressing the Iranian people. Amnesty International writes, the arbitrary execution of 10 dissidents and protesters in 10 days since March 30th, after grossly unfair, torture-tainted trials, underscores ongoing deadly repression in Iran. The horrific escalation demands international condemnation and urgent action to halt further executions. And we've found that following Israeli and Saudi practices, the Iranian regime won't return the bodies of the executed to their families. April 6th, here a Jewish synagogue is destroyed by a bomb, a dreadful anti-Semitic act. Oh wait, the synagogue was in Iran, and it was bombed by Israel or the U.S. How does the administration spin that? Why did Trump pull back from destroying Iranian civilization? Probably many factors. Economic chaos, fear of further fracturing of MAGA, worry about the upcoming elections, the message of Pope Leo. But I'd like to think this statement by Greta Thunberg was of help.
The President of the United States just said that a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. And no one is reacting. This speaks for itself. What the is anyone even doing at this point? We have normalized genocide, total annihilation of entire people, the systematic destruction of the biosphere which we are all depending on to survive, and that corrupt, racist war criminals can act with complete impunity. But even though we have allowed far too much so far, it is not too late to say stop. If we don't, we should be able to call ourselves human.
We don't know about opposition within the Pentagon, but this news from Spy Talk is rather interesting. Its news team interviewed a retired U.S. general named Joseph Votel. Now, he was not just any general. He was a 4-star general and head of CENTCOM, which is in charge of the U.S. military affairs concerning Middle East, Central Asia, and parts of South Asia. In reaction to Trump's threat to destroy Iran's civilization, the interviewers asked what would Votel do in the face of things that were against the law. And he said, well, his choice would be then to resign. You can listen to the whole interview on Substack in one called Spy Talk. Now, protest in New York City, whose purpose was to get the New York City comptroller to refuse to buy more of bloody Israel bonds. Mahmoud Khalil spoke at the event.
And just as you prayed for my freedom last year, today let's all pray together that by next Seder, the Israeli occupation, the Israeli genocidal regime will have ended. But for that to happen, we need to end our complicity. We need total and full divestment from Israel's genocidal regime. That's why we are here, because a city like ours, it's signing its name to a genocide in Gaza, to sectoral violence in the West Bank, to dispossession of Palestinians all across the land, to bombs falling on Lebanon, and to a ruthless war on Iran. Mark Levine says it's profitable to invest in the Israeli bonds. He says that they are solid investments with high returns. It's not surprising that a war economy is profitable. That's what Israel economy is. It's a war economy. That's why there is high yields. But buying these bonds only ensures the injustice and the system of occupation continues. Is that what New Yorkers want to be? War profiteers? No! Do we want to be war profiteers? No! Benefiting from the killing and the dispossession of Palestinians? No!
And this from several people who spent the whole night in front of the Bahrain embassy in London to protest 15 years in prison for Bahraini human rights activist Abdul Hadi al-Khawaja.
I'm here outside the Bahraini embassy in London with Bahraini activists Ali Mushaima and Saeed Ahmed al-Wadai. Despite everything that's going on in the region, we still remember political prisoners who should not be in prison for their part in the pro-democracy protests of 2011, including Abdul Hadi al-Khawaja. There are others who are still there who should never have been arrested in the first place, and it's 15 years now they've been in prison. It's time to let them out, and everybody else in Bahrain should be in prison.
Now these revealing words from the president caught at a private meeting.
To make up, but it's not possible for us to take care of daycare, Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things. They can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection. We have to guard the country.
In his heart of hearts, Trump wants to offload Medicare and Medicaid. He believes the government's whole and virtually only purpose is to wage war. Now to No King's Day 3, when some 8 million people in the United States and around the world took part in protest.
justice, peace, and detainment and unconstitutional. No peace. No peace.
I'm seeing the calendar for us. We did it with a little bit with negotiation.
Yeah.
From New York City, Dave Lippman gave us this contribution.
Protect each other, and we will be everything we
and an angry sign from Porto, Portugal. That's our program for today. I'm Stanley Heller for the Struggle Video News.